Friends, welcome to Enlightened World Network. Dr. Ruth Anderson here for a meditation a day. Today, I'm here with Keira Lani. She's also known as the Tree Gong Healer here. And today's meditation is channeled wisdom from tree elders. Keira, I'm so glad you're here and can't wait to experience this tree energy with you.
Thank you, Ruth. It's always such a gift to share with the Enlightened World Network. And today I really felt called to connect in with the world wide web of the trees. I think of the trees as the original worldwide network of communication because through the mycelial network, they share information and they share nutrients. And so I brought some of my young redwood friends to be my background today. They are especially communal. But all trees are. And my first experience, before I even knew the existence of the mycelial network that connects the roots of the trees with mushroom roots under the surface of the soil, I was shown that the trees have a similar network that is in the etheric field energetically throughout the world. So, not just in their direct communities. And so, we at Enlightened World Network are a worldwide community. We have people all over the world who plug into these meditations. And so, I'm going to invite you to drop in with me today into that connection that exists between the forests of your home community and mine and the entire Enlightened World Network family. And as we drop in together, I'm going to tune into who is showing up in the field, who the trees have a message for. And so these will be general and individualized messages. And if you happen to join us live and you have a direct inquiry, we will check in with any comments at the end. And our amazing Ruth will also be tuning in to see if any inquiries come in through her field because she is so very connected to each and every one of you who tune into these daily meditations. And so let's drop in together and first just feel your own energy connecting to the earth. Take your breath as if the breath is breathing into you, and all you need to do is open and receive the breath. Receive it all the way down to the core of your belly, your energetic womb space. And with the exhale, send your awareness down into the earth as if you have roots growing from the core of your pelvis down through the bones of your legs, through the soles of your feet, deep and wide, as deep as you are tall, as wide as your arms spread when you open them. Feel these roots mingling with the energetic roots of everyone in the Enlightened World Network community. And then begin to breathe from your roots, gathering energy from the earth who is mother of us all, the earth who the trees are all connected to, the earth beneath your feet has infinite energy for you. Breathe it in through your roots, filling up your physical body and filling up your etheric field. 10 to 30 feet around you is your personal energy field. And think of it as shaped like a tree. So as you breathe from the earth, feel that energy channeling up through your midline, out through your crown, and showering down into this personal auric field to reconnect with the earth and come back up through you. And now imagine a tree in front of you. Whatever tree shows up for you right now is perfect. It may be one that you like to visit often. It may be one that surprises you. Maybe you know this tree well, or maybe it's a tree from another land that you are tuning into because we're all connected here in the Enlightened World Network community field. Feeling how all of the trees that each one of us has ever visited, whether in your local community or on your travels around the world, every tree that every one of us has visited in our entire life is showing up right now in this energy field. So the elders of the forests are taking the forefront of our awareness, and all of the younger trees that are a part of their community are holding the field. So feel that energy field surrounding you, wrapping you in love, and begin to feel that you are breathing in harmony with the forests of the world, with the trees that grow on the streets and the alleyways, the trees that grow in the parks and the farms, the wildlands, the mountains. Some of the trees grow all alone, and some of them are physically touching their family, feeling all of these trees present and breathing in harmony with you. So each inhale is a breath received from a tree. Each exhale is a breath given to a tree. Again, coming into awareness of what tree would like to communicate with you, allowing yourself to just witness what shows up in your mind when you ask one tree to step forward to communicate with you. And now dropping in with that tree. First, take a moment to receive whatever message wants to come through directly to you from this tree. It may be a very clear directive of some direction that you're taking in your life. It may just be an image, an idea, or a feeling of what it feels like to be harmonizing with the trees. Taking a few breaths into just receiving that wisdom that is available to you directly. And there's some bird song coming through. So inviting in the bird friends to sing their music, to create that background harmony. And someone in our community is connecting with a beautiful, expansive live oak tree. This tree is so large, it shelters entire families in its branches. So seeing the big, broad trunk, feeling the deep, wide roots. This tree sends her branches wide. It's as if you could just walk along this big, broad, wide crown of this tree. And I can feel the mushrooms under her roots. And she is inviting you to put down your worries at her feet. She is saying, allow yourself to rest. There is no need for you to hold all of this burden on your own. I am here to lift the weight off of your shoulders. I can hold it all. Allow me to hold you in my loving embrace. Give yourself into my support that you may rest. She's showing me like a hammock hung from her branches for you to lie down and rest, for you to feel the song of the forest lulling you like a lullaby, for you to feel that you finally have the support that you need. So, whatever worries or fears or burdens, I'm feeling that some of you have been having anxiety, or there's someone in your family, in your community, someone who you love dearly that's going through a difficult time and you wish you could do more. This beautiful live oak is inviting you again to lay down all of these worries, concerns at her feet and trust the earth with her infinite capacity of regeneration to bring new energy into this situation, new life, new growth. So again, connecting to your connection to the earth and allowing her to give you the new energy, just like the moss that grows on the roots, just like the lichen, the old man's beard that hangs from these big, broad branches of this tree. Allowing that connection to be complete. Thank you. Beautiful elder live oak tree. If you're not familiar with these trees, they grow all over the southern United States and hold down so much transformative power for their communities. The next tree that's showing up that is connected to one or more of you in this community is a tall pine tree with little tufts of needles. And the bark is like a puzzle of pieces connected deeply to the core. And this tree is bringing life from the roots to the branches. This tree is oozing a golden sap that is like an elixir of spiritual healing. This tree houses, as well as birds, scampering squirrels, and is inviting you to play in her branches. This tree is asking you to ignite your passion for life, ignite your playful nature, and take time for play, is what I'm hearing. This may be, for some of you, this may be delighting in a play on words, writing poetry, singing songs, dancing, a long conversation with a beloved friend where you laugh heartily. It may be literally climbing in the branches of a tree. It may be strolling on a mountain path and picking flowers or picking up stones or playing in the snow, depending on what the weather is like where you are now. And I'm seeing like the way that we might, as a child, spin and spin and spin and spin, and then lay on the ground looking up at the sky and laughing at how dizzy we are and we can no longer stand. It may be swinging wildly and high until you can feel like you're going to fly. So it may even be just imagining that you can fly. And I'm hearing that some of you are really love to fly kites or to hang glide or paraglide or fly literally into the sky. And so allowing your imagination to take you to what will most nourish your playful spirit. And the pine tree is now showing what it looks like for a tree to imagine flying, because the trees are so rooted and they watch us running around everywhere. And um, the tree is now laughing at our need to move and run and go and saying, you know, you can enjoy this playful spirit right where you are right now, just by imagining what it feels like. And I'm hearing, let yourself be free to do what you please, to please yourself. And through pleasing yourself, through embodying your joy, you will also bring pleasure to others. Breathing that in, recognizing if this is your tree. Perhaps every one of these messages feels perfect to you as you receive them. Thank you, beautiful old pine tree. The pine tree is gifting us a bit of her hardened sap, copal, to ignite our rituals. And one parting message is to not fear the fire, that we can trust the transformative power of the flames that move through our lives to be opening a way for us to become more fully who we're here to be. This old pine has danced with fire many times, been burned and brought back to life again and again. Thank you, beautiful pine. And now a graceful birch tree is showing up with dangling catkins, showing me the awakened state of spring, the invitation to really go for your dreams, to never give up. Life can be so hard sometimes, but the birch tree knows when the winter comes and takes her leaves that there is a spring on the horizon. And she is encouraging you to be patient and wait for that spring. And when you feel that new growth budding within you, to not try to rush it, but allow your creation to come through in good time, honoring Mother Nature's gift of cycles and seasons, Mother Nature's gift of fall moving into winter, moving into spring, to summer, and honoring that your life moves through these cycles much more quickly than a tree. And so you may feel that you have multiple seasons in one day, and that's okay. Honoring that, honoring that you are growing and budding and becoming who you need to be to create these dreams, honoring that the dreams that you've walked with for your entire life are also moving in cycles and transforming along with you, allowing your heart to heal from past disappointments, that new hope can spring forth within you. And the birch is passing this energy to a beautiful willow. There are several of these trees showing up at once now. So the birch and the willow that grows by the stream with the pussy willow, the soft buds, and also the weeping willow with the long, graceful branches. And these trees, the willows, are showing us an opportunity to plug in more actively to our communities. To they're saying, stop creating in isolation. Your creation is meant to be shared and co-created in community. Your collaborations that you have engaged in, there's been a piece of holding back that they're asking for you to let go of. They're asking for you to allow the collaboration. The collaboration, it has a life of its own. It is greater than the individual contributions from the people who are participating. And much of this message is for me, and so I'm receiving that thank you to these dancing willows that have come in along with the birch tree. And Mother Willow is now stepping forward, this old weeping willow whose branches brush the ground. And she is creating a sanctuary of heart healing. And she is inviting you to sing your soul song to soothe your heart. And she is inviting you to breathe in liquid gold to heal your heartbreak. And she is inviting you into a loving dance, a heart to heart dance. So imagining what it would feel like to dance with a tree, entangled branches to arms, limbs wrapping around and swaying with the wind, punctuated by the bird song again. And I'm feeling now thanking that Mama Willow for her healing touch. I'm feeling now a really powerful healing coming through from the tree collective. There's all the trees who have already shown up are participating, and there's a beautiful old cedar tree, the redwoods, the eucalyptus, the gum trees, the acacia, big banyan trees. The trees are reminding us that even in all of their myriad forms, all of the different expressions of humans and animals, all life on Earth shares a DNA code. And they are inviting you to receive deep healing from their DNA to yours. And so I'm seeing it like going into, they are sending their energetic hands, their breath of life into your DNA structure. If you are willing to receive this healing, it is a healing at the level of your DNA. It is a healing of the telomeres that tell your body how to produce new cells. It is a pure healing of regeneration, returning you to your original state of being, activating those stem cells that are so abundant during our fetal development and become fragmented through life's traumas and growth and the aging process. The trees are showing us, are gifting us an access to the wellspring of regeneration, of rejuvenation. And so taking some deep breaths with the trees, coming back to the image that every breath that you inhale is a gift of life, a fountain of youth, a wellspring of healing offered from the trees to your DNA. And each out breath is a release of old toxic patterns, of literal physical toxins through your lymphatic system, of ancestral trauma patterns, whatever else has contributed to a less than optimal well-being in your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual being. Going to invite a few breaths in silence to really receive and integrate this tree healing through the breath. So just allow yourself to open to receiving in whatever way you can, just allowing the breath to breathe you, to heal you, to regenerate you through the power of the trees. Trusting whatever you're feeling is exactly right. Trust the wisdom of your own body to receive and direct this healing in the way that it is needed most by you. And if there's a specific way that you know that you would like to receive this healing, for the next few breaths, direct this energy with your mind and visualize whatever has felt like a problem, a struggle, a physical ailment. See it dissolving. See the new cells growing, healthy new cells. Feeling your body is receiving oxygen at a deeper level, and the oxygen is bubbling through to purify anything that's out of balance, that has been out of balance. Your hormonal system is rebalancing all aspects of you. So feeling the glandular system, the messages being sent by your glands are being recoded into the optimal form that tells your body what cells need to be regenerated, what cells need to be processed into new components. Seeing your body rebuilding itself into perfection, just like the day that you were born. Integrating all of your life experiences into this rebirth of perfection. Now coming back to whatever tree is wanting to work directly with you right now. inviting the presence of this tree to assist with the continued healing. Your body will now take over to continue regenerating and regrowing healthy cells, turning on the appropriate immune response, turning down any overactive immune response, balancing, integrating, regenerating imperfection, trusting that this is continuing. And I'm going to invite you back into the presence of the space that you're in, holding the presence of this tree council close. I'm going to stay connected with them as we bring Ruth back, inviting in any further inquiries that are needed as this healing continues within you.
Keira, that was lovely. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to all the trees who have offered their presence in our community, offered their healing. What a gift.
It was interesting because you picked up on different trees that I picked up on, which makes perfect sense. But one of the ones that I picked up on was mangroves and their
Mm,
roots that were just holding on so tightly underwater, but just holding on so tightly. So picked up on those. And then the aspen trees. And my father-in-law, who has passed, used to call them quakies because of what the leaves do in the wind. They just quake. And as I was keying in on the aspens, I was actually hearing like giggling as the leaves were moving in the breeze. That was really sweet.
oh,
Yeah. But
and
the one that spoke out to me the most, and I did see other loved ones that were there in spirit having their own experiences, but the one that reached out to me the most, my sister and I traveled to Ephesus in Turkey, where Divine Mother had lived, Jesus's mother, and we went to the home that she had lived in, and it's up on this hill, and the cedar trees around there really reached out to me just, while we were in the meditation. And it was beautiful being back there and feeling their energy.
mm,
So
oh, so beautiful. Thank you for bringing my attention to the trees who did not name themselves to me, but I definitely felt that. And when you spoke of the mangrove trees, I could feel I could feel this opening under the water. You said the roots were holding on so tight under the water, and I immediately saw the manatees because I always associate mangrove trees with manatees. And I was seeing the space opening under the water, um, and they were even saying, you don't have to hold on so tight. That there's like, how they talk about trying to grab sand and it slips through your fingers. That's or water. Like if you try to grab water, it slips through your fingers, and so they were really showing me that. And when you talked about the mangroves, about yes, we have to hold on to the ground, and when we really want to invite something in, we don't want to grab at it too tightly, but rather reach out with an open hand to receive what's there for us. So, wow, thank you for bringing that to my awareness, the mangrove trees, and The aspens, I felt like I did see them along with the birch trees, and I just was like, for for some reason, the aspens and the birches to me, and they're very different. But I we don't have the aspens here in Oregon like you do out there in Colorado, and I I really love how communal they are. And so when you said they were laughing, I kind of see them as like a tribe of children, that they're out there in the forest playing their music with their quaking aspen leaves, or and and they are so bright. Like when you walk in the forest and you see them with their pale bark, um, with all of the darker trees around, and the aspens really show up. They're like really saying, let yourself be seen in your joy. Let yourself be seen in your silliness, in the ways that, like, don't take yourself too seriously. Let yourself don't only show up in your authority. Yes, it's important sometimes to show up in your authority, but to let yourself be seen in your joy, in your silliness, in your just pure abandon, and also they're saying in your grief, when that's what's alive for you, in your sorrow, in just your life, in your authenticity. So yeah, so beautiful. And I love your cedars story, because it just brings in that ancestral wisdom. And the very first tree who spoke to me was a cedar tree.
Mhm.
And um, Grandpa Cedar has shown me how to navigate the storms of life. And when you spoke of those trees that witnessed Jesus and his journey, which was not an easy one. Jesus did not have an easy life. He was not out there just laughing and playing. He had some amazing times in his life, in his short life. And so I'm really feeling those cedars who know how to navigate life's challenges, and really inviting you, wherever you are in the world, to trust the trees to help you more, because they have navigated so much. And I'm thinking of my bhakti yoga friend. We were talking about reincarnation, and she said, in the bhakti yoga tradition, if you reincarnate as a tree, that's because you have a lot of austerities to work out. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting perspective. Um, and the trees live so much longer than us. They have shown me so many times. There's a big eucalyptus tree in Southern California that showed me one time a vision of all how she all that she'd watched in her lifetime the humans around her do, because there were humans around her all the time, and they're building things that are then getting washed away in a mudslide, and building again, and rushing around all over the place. And so what I'm really hearing here is an invitation to go into the forest, and just like that live oak tree said, to lay down your burdens, there's also an opportunity to pick up and carry the wisdom of the ancients, to recognize that they have navigated life, and they have witnessed life around them for a long time, especially if you go to a big tree that you can possibly reach your arms halfway around. They've been around for a while. They get big by growing for years and years and years and navigating the seasons and trusting. I'm just hearing trusting life. Trusting life is like the big message that's coming through right now. So wow, what a beautiful gift the trees have given us. So thank you to each and every tree that stepped to the forefront in our community. And please do, just like Ruth, if you had trees show up that I didn't actually speak to, we'd love to hear from them in the comments whenever you watch this meditation, um, because they don't all step forward for each one of us. And that's why we're in community. That's why we are a collaborative community here in Enlightened World Network, because we each bring through different energies and it blends into a beautiful, cohesive tapestry of offerings. So, so much like the trees.
That's beautiful, Keira. Keira, if somebody wants to work with you individually, how do they do that?
Well, if you want to work with me individually, please send me a message. You can go to kiralani.treegong on Facebook or Instagram. And I also have some community offerings coming up. So do come and find me and check out what got going on. I have solo work that I do myself and also some really fun collaborative work that I'd love to invite you into to really expand your horizons of what you came here to do in this life.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So, friends here at Enlightened World Network, take another look at those trees that you've got around you. They aren't just plants. They are truly spiritual organisms that we have so much more in common with than you realize. So give them another look. So take good care, friends. God bless. We'll see you all soon. Bye.